And the title of his speech, Education, Our Present, Our Future. Education, Our Present, Our Future. Let us welcome Youth Leader Kurt Izeiah B. Fernando.
My best, my best. In this day and age, education has never been more germane, as the world is advancing faster than ever, with our way of life slowly becoming more complex and occupational standards starting to rise. Education is turning into an absolute necessity for our future. To many of us in the room, our education here in Izeiah may not seem special, but for tens of millions of other children in problem-stricken regions like Africa, it is a luxury that only the rich can afford. To the panel of judges, school management team, CLT facilitators, and fellow youth leaders, good afternoon. It is an obvious fact that education is an important aspect of our life. Have any of you ever felt bored or sleepy during class and complained about school? If you were ever allowed to stay at school and be able to play and relax all day long, would you go? Is education important? For those that answered yes to all of my questions, you agree that education is important. But you also say that school as the center of education is boring and that you would take any possible chance you have to stay out of it. Do any of you realize how self-contradicting your answer seemed, right? However, I admit that I too would have answered the same way. That is, if it was 6 years ago. They say that a single moment can change your life. And that held true when I received the highest honors during second grade. Back then, I was just a child who was still relatively new to school and focused more on playing. But the feeling of pride, excitement, and recognition that I felt when I received the award was something that I remember like yesterday. Ever since then, I always tried to do my best in every academic activity, which led to me getting good grades. Back then, IPSA offered the students books and presentations for them to carry out their classes. But as recently as 2 years ago, they also added internet service to make learning in a class more centralized and straightforward. The presence of skilled, helpful, and positive staff, coupled with the drive to integrate technology into learning, made the school life in IPSA into a much more active environment. IPSA may not be like Harvard University or MIT, but at least for me, it is one of the most affordable and accessible schools in the region, while still offering high-quality education. And I believe that none of these can be attained without the teachers. You see, most of us don't notice the time our teachers put into preparing the presentations we will use for the week and the amount of effort they consume into making sure our lessons stay fun and interesting. The commitment of the teachers towards their students in schools like IPSA is the foundation of every academic institution. Without teachers like them, children would not have an opportunity to actually learn anything and develop further, thus barring them from feeling sanguine about their future and reaching their full potential in society. However, that alone does not explain quality education as a whole. You see, Albert Einstein once said that a student is not a container you have to fill, but a torch you have to light up. Quality education is not just about learning information and being the best in academics. It is also about developing one's character and increasing his or her value to the people around them. You should not strive to be a smart person, but a wiser one, who can help others in their times of need, learn from the surrounding people, and also help them. You can choose whether or not you want to become the best person or a better one. Oh, and let me give you a quote, which I've been meaning to tell all of you. A seed does not grow from water and sunlight alone. It also requires its caretaker to understand the seed itself. And when enough time passes, what was a small and unimpressive seed now becomes something refulgent can not only be admired from afar, but also closely cherished by others. Back to you, contest chair.